Mr. Pompeo is going to be meeting the Prime Minister, he's going to be meeting the Foreign Minister, and he's also going to be meeting the military chiefs. So there are three meetings that he's going to have. About those, he spoke that those three meetings are three opportunities to walk through the complexity that is the relationship between Pakistan and the Americans, and to begin some progress, and that we can get back to a common set of understandings. Why is there this divergence in the understandings now, sir, after we've been working with the Americans since 9/11 and even prior to that? How come there's all of a sudden we find there's confusion and they're not on the same page?
It's not a confusion of today. As far as fight against militants in Afghanistan is concerned, this has been there for a long time. Even when General Pervez Musharraf Sahab, he was President of Pakistan and Chief of Army Staff, there were complaints, from both sides. I remember the then President Hamid Karzai used to level similar allegations against Pakistan, and General Pervez Musharraf used to respond the same way as today's Pakistani leadership responds. So it's not a nothing new. There is no confusion, there is violence in Afghanistan. So if there is fire, there will be smoke. We see smoke from within Afghanistan. They see smoke from within Afghanistan, but fire erupting from somewhere else. That has been the problem. And the greater problem has been that the three parties, they have not come to certain conclusion and reach at an understanding. Our friend talked about the regional countries. There have been multiple forums for regional countries. For example, Heart of Asia, Istanbul process, that was started to engage this region for solution of Afghan problem. Could not make any headway. Then, there were other arrangements. There was quadrilateral arrangement between Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan and Afghanistan. Could not make any way. I remember here in Islamabad, Afghan, Iran and Pakistani trilateral summit was held. President Zardari presided over. Prime Minister, President Ahmadinejad was here. Afghan president was here, but could not make any headway. So it's not a new confusion or new dichotomy of the thoughts and the identification of the problem. The Indian role inside Afghanistan, basically agreed by the United States, has been a greater concern for Pakistan. And this concern was also understood by one of the generals in Afghanistan who was NATO commander but was the US general. And he was then fired by President Obama for some other reasons. He shared concerns of Pakistan if Indian troops or Indians got, I'm talking of General McChrystal, yes. Okay. He had a briefing to NATO defense ministers back in 2012, I believe. So problem has always been there. The tragedy has been that there has not been a conclusion by the parties. Who are the major parties? Afghan themselves, the two parties, the two sides, one the Afghan government, the other the resisting forces, the United States and Pakistan, obviously, because if Afghan and United States, they are the main stakeholders, after losing 60,000-70,000 innocent people, still we are considered outsiders, that despite hosting 3-4 million Afghans and just, crushing every fabric of our society, social, economic, that we are still on the end, which is the losers,
Absolutely.
The Afghan peace, if someone from the government says it could have political connotations, but as a citizen of this country, I genuinely feel that the Afghan peace is a peace in Afghanistan. If there remain the trouble, the problem, we Pakistanis will never be able to live
will
in
suffer
peace.
the spillover.
Yeah, not spillover, it's a direct consequence. If there was a blast in Lahore, from where the terrorist came from.
Right.
There was APS massacre of little kids, where the militants came from. So it's not a spillover, it's a direct consequence of trouble over there that we have to face. The real solution still, I believe, is the reconciliation within Afghanistan. That Afghans should sit together. That's their country. Their sovereignty, their territorial integrity should be a matter of concern to them. Pakistan or other countries can facilitate this process, but Pakistan cannot dictate one group and the other group to sit together on the table. If two parties are warring parties, if one party is having an upper hand, he should offer something which can attract the other side to sit together. If there is no attraction and if there is an emphasis that kill them or bring them on the talking table, who will agree? If you are asking to kill them, then why they should come to the talking table? Because they know that their shooting orders have been issued. That was the same, that happened with Mullah Akhtar Mansoor. That the dialogue was to be held after the first Murray round, but Mullah Akhtar Mansoor was killed. So the trust and the confidence was just destroyed.
So would you say that the talks were sabotaged by the murder of or the killing of
When you
Akhtar
say, I
Mansoor?
could say, I must say.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
There were two occasions, just one sentence. There were two occasions. The second round of Murray talks was to be held when NDS leaked the death of Mullah Umar.
Right.
So the second round was over. It was not a news leaked by someone else. The second time when quadrilateral platform was used to contact, Taliban, Afghan Taliban, then Mullah Akhtar Mansoor was killed in a drone attack.